Hey there, art nerds and curious minds. Welcome back to Random Siren. If you've seen some of my art videos before, thank you for watching and thank you for coming back. This is the first one I've posted for 2025, which is insane. So I thought I was going to change some of my art videos to peel back the layers of history, mystery, and, well, some good old-fashioned speculation surrounding the world's most iconic work of art. I'm Random Siren, also known as Elizabeth, and today we're going straight for the heavy hitter. The one, the only, the painting that's been at the center of more drama than your high school prom night, the Mona Lisa. Now let's get something out of the way first. Yes, we all know the smile, that weird, almost annoying smile that looks different depending on how tired or caffeinated you are. But there's so much more to this painting than just a cryptic expression and those eyes. You know, the ones that follow you no matter where you stand. Seriously. It's like weird. But I love the Mona Lisa. Anyway, so let's break this down. First, the basics. Mona Lisa, it's a portrait by Leonardo da Vinci, painted sometime between 1503 and 1506. If I sound a little bit weird, I do have a flu and I do apologize. So most people agree it's probably of Lisa Gherardini, a Florentine woman whose husband, Francesco del Giacomo, probably commissioned the painting. If I butchered those names, I'm so sorry. I'm South African. We don't have Giocondo surnames here. So it isn't some grand historical moment. It's a rich guy paying for a nice picture of his wife. But what makes this particular portrait so special, and why the heck does it have us all obsessed centuries later? Well, that's where it gets juicy. First off, let's talk about Leonardo himself. The dude was an absolute weirdo in the best way. I mean, absolute creative genius. And yeah, but he was definitely a genius who probably would have been diagnosed with ADHD in today's world, which I mean is true if you think about it. While painting the Mona Lisa, he was distracted by like half a dozen other projects, like most of us nowadays. He was drawing inventions, sketching anatomy, creating blueprints for flying machines while painting her. If this painting was a high school project, he definitely spent more time coming up with cool side projects than finishing the assignments. Um, yeah. But as he worked on it, something strange started happening. He created mystery. Every time someone walked past, the smile changed, the eyes followed, and unlike any other portrait at the time, this one seemed alive. Suddenly, people didn't just want to admire the Mona Lisa, they wanted to understand her. And I'm struggling to breathe. And while all that was happening, Leonardo didn't help matters. He would show the portrait to people, yes, but it wasn't finished. It's like he kept adding little bits, refining it, tweaking it, almost as if he were hiding something. And when he died in 1519, the painting wasn't left in some royal vault. It was still with him, because that's what we all need, a portrait that's the Mona Lisa's equivalent of "don't touch my stuff." Yeah. But fast forward a few hundred years, the Mona Lisa is basically chilling in the Louvre. I still want to go visit that museum. Not really causing a stir. That is until 1911, when a bold thief named Francesco Perugia decided, you know what, the world needs a little chaos. He walked into Louvre, grabbed the painting, and poof, gone. Now, can you imagine just walking into a museum, taking a painting, and walking out? That's insane. Don't steal it until everyone can see it, because I still want to go see the Mona Lisa. I heard she's like really small. And one of my friends went to the museum a couple of years ago and sent me photos, and it showed how tiny she was. It's pretty cool. So for 2 years, the world had no idea where she was. Newspapers went bananas. In the United States, they ran headlines like "the theft of the century," and art lovers freaked out like the Mona Lisa had been swallowed into another dimension. I need to breathe. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't be doing this while I've got the flu, but I've got all these art videos in my stashed folder and I need to do something with them. Even Pablo Picasso was questioned as part of the investigation. Just imagine, the Mona Lisa goes missing and suddenly you've got half of Paris running around like chickens with their heads cut off. And Picasso in the hot seat. Uh, yeah, and let's be real, it was the greatest PR stunt art history had ever seen. Like, who needs a marketing department when you can just steal the artwork and have the entire world talking about it? When the Mona Lisa was finally returned in 1913, there was a global sigh of relief. But something was different. There wasn't just a famous painting. She wasn't just a famous painting anymore. She was a celebrity. People wanted to know everything about her. They wanted to decode her smile. They wanted to understand why she looked like she was hiding the punchline to a joke we're all dying to hear. So, what is the deal with that smile? Is it a secret? Is it a riddle? Is she just messing with us? I mean, seriously, how does one smile like that and not cause a global crisis? And I mean, there was also this thing a few years back where it was on TikTok. People said the Mona Lisa never smiled before. Like, my brain can't think at the moment. Where when you switch realities, man. But as far as I remember, she always smiled. I don't know. Maybe I'm just stuck in the same reality I've always been. Some experts suggest it's all in the shading. Leonardo was an expert in human anatomy, so he used Fumatu man, a technique that blends colors and shadows so seamlessly that the smile seems to shift depending on where you're standing. But I think it's more than that. It's intentionally gorgeous. I don't know, like the way he did his shading, his painting, everything. I would love to, like, if I could go back in time and just go and watch him, like, I wouldn't really want to go watch him paint because it is said that he had guitars in his lab or his lab in his art studio as well. But again, speculation. I don't know. She's supposed to mess with your head, is what some people say. She's like that friend who tells you one thing, but you know there's more to the story. You'll never get the full truth. And here's where it gets wild. Some people think it's not even Lisa Gherardini. There's this theory that the painting is actually of Leonardo himself, painted as a woman, or maybe a representation of the ideal woman. There are a bunch of arguments about this. The shape of the face, the eyes, the posture. It's like he's holding up a mirror and saying, here's my vision of perfection. But it's in disguise. So it's like been this thing going around in the art community, like, is it really her or is it just a painting that Leonardo painted of himself in the vision of a woman? I believed that for years, but now I'm not so sure. So what Leonardo was like, yeah, I'm a genius, but also I'm going to rock a lady face for a while. It's artsy, trust me. That's just what I imagine. Okay, but we can't forget how this painting changed the world of art. The Mona Lisa became the first painting to move beyond just aesthetic. She became a symbol, a mirror for artists, a riddle for philosophers, and a target for everyone from Salvador Dali to Marcel Duchamp, who famously gave her a moustache. Is it Duchamp or Duchamp? I think it's Duchamp. I don't know. I'm not good with names and pronunciation of stuff. Yeah, but yeah, he took a print of the Mona Lisa and drew a mustache on her, calling it art. It was both rebellious and a commentary on how much power this image has over society, which is true. Like, the Mona Lisa holds so much. When was it? Last year, when those people for the world activists threw pasta on her or something. Okay, but anyway, I mean, Duchamp could have just as easily taken a selfie, but he went for the Mona Lisa, and it worked. People are still talking about it, just like they're still talking about the painting itself. So, the Mona Lisa's legacy is so ingrained in pop culture it's almost laughable. From the Da Vinci Code to Kanye West's music video, I never know how to say Kanye West's music video. I haven't really listened to any of his music. Kanye West. Kanye West? Yeah, it's Kanye West, isn't it? But anyway, this painting is still to this day getting more media coverage than your average celebrity breakup. People talk about the Mona Lisa as if she were real, like she's alive, like she's this living, breathing force in our world, smirking at us with all the answers we'll never get. I had to take a little cough break there. Okay, so if you're still with me, good, because we're not done with the Mona Lisa just yet. You'd think that after 500 years, she'd be tired of all the attention, but nope, she's everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Let's talk about her modern celebrity status, because honestly, it's ridiculous. The Mona Lisa is the most visited, most written about, most parodied, I cannot use words today, and probably the most googled piece of art on the planet. We're talking about a painting that has inspired everything from shampoo ads to TikTok trends. And yeah, she doesn't even know if she's just been sitting there chilling behind bulletproof glass while the rest of us spiral into existential crises over her smile. There is really a massive thing about her smile that's like I've been reading about. It is actually quite funny. You ever seen someone stand in front of her in the Louvre? It's like watching a ritual. There are people elbowing tourists, taking 40 blurry photos, not even looking at the painting with their actual eyes. I would absolutely go insane if I could go to the Louvre and just like look at the paintings, the paint strokes. I'll maybe snap one photo just to say that yes, I was there, but then I would be looking at every little detail I can possibly get out of it. No. But yeah, the reason people keep coming back is psychological. There's something wired into their brains when we look at the Mona Lisa. In fact, neuroscientists have studied this. One reason we're so mesmerized, the expression activates different emotional centers in the brain at the same time. You're processing serenity, seduction, ambiguity, and recognition all at once. It's like your brain's at a party and it didn't RSVP to, but now it's trying to interpret every mood in the room. Yeah. So the thing about her eyes, there's science behind the creepy she's watching you effect. It's called the Mona Lisa effect. Actual term, look it up. It describes the phenomenon where viewers feel like the subject of a portrait is staring at them, no matter where they stand. In Mona Lisa's case, it's amplified by the subtle angle of her face and the shadow Da Vinci used. He manipulated light and depth like a wizard with a paintbrush, and way too much time on his hands, which I mean, how much time do we spend on some of our paintings? It is insane. So basically Da Vinci was the original Instagram filter, only used oil and wood panels instead of the VSCO presets. Now let's get a bit weird. There's a conspiracy rabbit hole. Some people believe the Mona Lisa is hiding secret codes, like actual Da Vinci Code style secrets. There are theories that her eyes contain microscopic letters and numbers, that the background has encoded maps, that her smile is riddled with revealing the location of the Holy Grail. There's like this whole subculture devoted to unraveling the truth behind her, which is absolutely insane, but also so cool. I love stuff like that. I'd love to talk to someone that's like all up in the Mona Lisa, because what could they have learned that the rest of the world just doesn't see? And then there's the wild speculation about what's underneath the painting. Thanks to modern imaging techniques, infrared scans, x-rays, multispectral analysis, we know Leonardo painted at least 2 other versions beneath the Mona Lisa. There's one with different poses, a different pose, another with sharper features, and a third that may have been an earlier sketch of the same subject. So think Photoshop layers, but 500 years old and way more stressful. This discovery has sparked even more questions. Was the current Mona Lisa the final version? Or was Leonardo tinkering endlessly because he couldn't make up his mind? Was he covering something up? Was the woman even real in the time, or was she just a vessel for his obsession with the ideal human face? I mean, if you're an artist, you can sit and draw the same face a million times because something is just not right. So, and then there's the matter of her health. Yeah, art historians have diagnosed her multiple times based on her skin tone and lack of eyebrows. Some experts think she may have had hypothyroidism. That's a big word. Others say it's just a fashion choice. Plucking eyebrows were very in back then. But some even claim she had signs of tumor or facial paralysis. So, yeah, welcome to the world of diagnosing historical people who can't defend themselves. But, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. They check their research the way they like it anyway. So, imagine chilling in the Renaissance Italy, getting painted by the greatest artist of the age, and then 500 years later, some guy in a lab coat is like, yeah, I think she had cholesterol issues. But here's where things get genuinely fascinating. The Mona Lisa has influenced actual science and psychology. The way we respond to her ambiguity has helped researchers study how humans interpret facial expressions, how we attach emotion to visual cues, and how subtle shifts in shading can create emotional resonance. In other words, she's not just messing with your head, she's messing with the scientific communities too, which I think is pretty cool. So she's not just a painting, she's a phenomenon. Let's pivot slightly. Did you know that the Mona Lisa has been the subject of vandalism more than once? Obviously, people have thrown acid, rocks, and even a teacup at her. In 2022, someone smeared cake across the protective glass. Yes, cake, because they were making an environmental protest. It wasn't pasta, it was cake. I have my spreadsheet here of all my research, but like I said, I've been sick for the last week and my brain is not functioning. So I'm not saying their message wasn't important, but attacking a 5-century-old masterpiece feels like screaming at a tree for carbon emissions. It's not really the way to do it. And despite all that, the Mona Lisa sits behind the armored glass in the Louvre, still smirking, as if to say, that all you got? She's inspired fashion, film, music, memes, and more merchandise than a Marvel superhero. She's been printed on underwear, socks, beer bottle, and cryptocurrency tokens. And I'm not joking, there's an actual Mona Lisa NFTs. Somewhere out there, someone paid real money for a pixelated, blockchain-verified version of a smile. Leonardo would either be thrilled or horrified. Probably both. Imagine working on something for 4 years straight, putting your soul into every brushstroke, then 500 years later someone slaps it on a beach towel and calls it a day. But maybe that's the point. She's become this cultural mirror. Every generation sees something new in her. She's a meme, she's a muse, she's an eternal enigma that somehow reflects us, what we value, what we fear, what we think is beautiful or confusing or scared or sacred. She hasn't changed, we have. Yeah. So when you look at the Mona Lisa next time, whether in person, online, or on a mug in your aunt's kitchen, remember you're staring into a portal. It's not just the past, but it's something that's been with the human existence for so long and has caused so much spark and questions. So thanks again for spending time with me here on my channel. I do a lot of gaming videos. Sundays are going to be like these podcasty type of vibes, so if you're interested in that, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you could leave a comment, your thoughts on the Mona Lisa, please do. So next week we'll probably talk about another painting. I can't say which one, so stay curious, stay weird, and whatever you do, don't trust a smile that never fades. And if you like art, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of little cartoony type art vibe videos and some line art for coloring books that I'm busy with on Patreon. I just researched Patreon today, so I'm going to look into opening my own Patreon, uploading some coloring spreads on it if you want to paint with me while we talk about these things. The one I'm currently busy with is for a children's book that I've been busy with for almost 2 years, and I kind of forgot about it until I discovered it a couple of weeks ago. And then I remembered, oh, I've got a whole bunch of videos on private on YouTube that I need to do something with. And that's me trying to create a podcast. It's my first podcast, so I wrote everything down, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry if I sound sick. I am sick. And yeah, if you guys have anyone specific in mind, what other painting you would like to hear about, leave it in the comments and I'll put it on the list. I've got a list of about 20 paintings that I'm going to be talking about, hopefully. Yeah. And art supplies I'm using are just a gel pen, watercolor, koi sakura koi watercolors, and polycolor pencils. I forgot the name of the pencils. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. I appreciate all the support. You guys are amazing. And thank you for listening to my nasally voice for the past 20 minutes. We've still got a minute. I was reading my script over here and I'm like, okay, that should be 20 minutes worth. And I'm looking down, it's like, I've still got a minute. Anyway, there's a close-up of what we did today. I will probably go back and update some of these because it's been a year since I've touched them. And I've learned so much in a year from art. But I'm still very proud of how far I've come in my art career. And I hope you guys will share with me your art and what you do and where I can find your videos and stuff. Yeah. Okay. I would play outro music, but I don't even download the royalty-free music anymore to put in my videos because it's only royalty-free for like a few months and then they slap a royalty on it and you're like,